It feels lonely here today, guys. There's no dad here, but don't worry, he will be back in the next video. We have this one in the USA. The direct translation is pepper cookies. Let's grab one together. You guys wanted more aircraft videos, and I'm so down to watch this, incredible machinery. And this video is from Sam Ekholm, I think it was called. Sounds a bit Swedish, right? So let me know if you want more content from Sam Ekholm to watch. But here we go. The A-10 Warthog. Warthog. The aircraft. Oh!
This is the A-10 Thunderbolt II, an iconic attack aircraft that's essentially a flying tank. Now, you've probably heard the A-10 referred to by another name, the Warthog, and that's due to its fierce, aggressive, and distinctive appearance. In fact,
what is that?
Warthog, and that's due to its fierce...
Whoa! Okay, we watched a few military aircrafts here. This one might be the coolest. That design is very interesting.
Distinctive appearance. In fact, it's been said that the A-10 is the ugliest, most beautiful aircraft on the planet.
Ugliest?
Now today, I'm here at Moody Air Force Base with the 23rd Wing Flying Tigers to learn all about the A-10's incredible design and capabilities. But we're not just talking theory, because we're going to have the chance to witness a live fire demonstration that I promise you won't want to miss.
Wow.
So just a warning, you better strap in and prepare yourself, because this is the A-10 Warthog.
Wow, what an intro! I should learn from him. Wow. Yeah, sometimes you forget that these are not just, planes that are very cool and beautiful. These guys are heavy artillery planes.
Sam, welcome to Moody.
It's good to see you.
Wow.
I'm here with Captain Josh Flores, call sign Fuego. Now, Captain Flores and I actually went to school together at the Air Force Academy. We graduated in the same class. I always knew you'd be doing big things. But what can you tell us about this jet? What's it like to fly the A-10?
Yeah, Sam, one word, it's incrable. The jet was designed for close air support. It's close proximity to friendly forces, so those dudes on the ground, when they need help, they call us. But the best part is sitting right above that 30mm cannon.
Well, I can't remember an aircraft I've been more excited to see up close and in action. But before we get there, I do want to cover a little bit of the background on how this aircraft came to be.
The A-10
I want to know about
any other aircraft in history. Developed back in the 1970s, it was built to fill the vital role of close air support that was set by the US Air Force. They needed an airplane that was simple, effective, and survivable, one that could fill in the gaps of the US Army's helicopter fleet. Essentially, they needed an attack helicopter, but in airplane form. And that's exactly what they got.
Let's see here. So they want something close to them, but not as close as a helicopter. Let me know a bit there.
The A-10 rose to fame during the Gulf War, with various reports stating that it was responsible for destroying more than 900 enemy tanks, 2,000 military vehicles, 1,200 pieces of artillery, and even 2 helicopters.
My,
but while its record
my.
is impressive, the design is really what's mind-blowing. And starting from the front, you'll find the most iconic feature on the A-10, the 30mm 7-barrel Gatling gun known as the GAU-8 Avenger. It's one of the most powerful guns to ever be strapped onto an aircraft, making the GAU-8 Avenger the first gun in history to get its own plane.
Oh!
Well, Sam, this is the GAU-8 Avenger,
scary.
a 30mm cannon. You see it's got 7 barrels there, can hold about 1,150 rounds of that 30 mic. Shoots at 70 rounds per second for 3,900 rounds per minute. So we got 3 different types of rounds.
Whoa.
You have your armor piercing.
Was that when he shot?
For 3,900 rounds per minute.
Is that the noise it makes when it shoots?
So we got 3 different types of rounds. You have your armor piercing, your high explosive, and then your target practice round. You can really think that high explosive is almost like an individual hand grenade coming out of each barrel.
So just doing the math there, 70 rounds per second, 1,150 rounds total. That's what, roughly 20 seconds of freedom you can pull that trigger? Can you guys do that?
Well, we try not to for the sake of the gun. What we'll strive to do is about 1 second to 2 second bursts. We'll put about 100 rounds down on target just to save ammo for multiple targets and to keep the gun healthy.
Wow! Very, very interesting. Oh, you can see it there! You can see it in slow motion. Wow, I don't know if you guys saw it, but look, there's one. There's 2. Sorry.
All right, moving on to the wings. You've got 11 hard points or just pylons that are mounted on the wing, and then under the fuselage itself, you can put a whole bunch of different stuff on here. So we have your AIM-9 mic right here, an air-to-air missile. You can carry a bunch of different bombs. So you have our laser guided bombs, you have the GPS guided bombs, small diameter bombs, which give us a little more range, all the way down to the Mark 82, which is dumb bomb body kit. You have the air-to-ground missile, 65 AGM.
Oh my
is a tank-killing missile, right? Just what this jet was built for. This one's a Delta model, so it's IR seeking. Then you have the...
Is that heat seeking?
The main gear well here. And if you take a look at how big that tire is, it's built basically so we can take off and land from austere locations, like I'm sure you've seen the highway videos or any dirt strips.
Wow.
The jet was built for that.
Wow.
Yeah, and a few times I've seen
so it's not made for just like, you know, airplane landing spaces, I'm guessing, which are maybe very clean and very easy to land on. But these guys can lift, take off and land on very maybe unstable grounds. If I'm getting it.
I'm impressed with kind of its speed and agility. I mean, I know it's not known for going fast or being agile, but you guys can dive pretty steep when you're doing those strafe runs, huh?
Yeah, well, you got to think where we're going into, right? We're strafing a target, we're dropping bombs in a target. Those people aren't going to be real happy that they're getting shot at, right? So they're going to start shooting back at us. So we need that maneuverability to get out of the way, return back to kind of a safer location before we can roll in again.
Now, the damage the A-10 can inflict on the battlefield is only half of what makes this platform so incredible. The other half is the damage the A-10 can withstand itself. When flying close air support missions, oftentimes you're in the direct line of enemy fire, and so durability is vital. The A-10's design allows the aircraft to survive direct hits from armor-piercing and high-explosive projectiles.
How?
Its two engines are mounted on the rear fuselage, giving them the best chance of surviving anti-aircraft fire. The canopy is made up of bulletproof glass, and the cockpit is surrounded by an 1.5-inch thick titanium tub that protects both the pilot and the flight controls. Even if the gun itself were to malfunction
this
and
is
explode,
high-tech engineering.
To penetrate the cockpit due to the robust titanium design.
So when A-10 pilots are flying in enemy territory, taking on enemy fire, what's going through your head? I mean, I know this aircraft is incredibly durable, so that's got to be pretty comforting knowing it takes, quite a lot to bring this thing down?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you have the first thing, you have the titanium bathtub that's right under you, protecting you from small arm fire, right? But there's also tons of redundancies built into this jet, from the hydraulics to the electronics to our targeting system. One of the most iconic things is the manual reversion flight control system. So there have been jets that lost all of their hydraulic fluid, where traditionally you'd need that to fly, right? You just flip this little lever over and then you're flying like with pulleys and cables like you did 60 years ago. So it takes quite a lot to take it down, and it's pretty comforting.
So it's like a backup setting. Do I understand that? Wow.
Welcome to the cockpit. There are a couple of things that I want to point out that are unique to the A-10, starting with our radios down here. So the A-10 has 4 different radios.
Wow.
A couple of those are for interflight between the flight lead and the wingman. But there's one specific radio that's important to the A-10. That's the large radio. That's a combat search and rescue specific radio. It lets us talk to down air crew. So when we're doing our CSARs, it helps us communicate with them and find
a lot of abbreviations that I don't understand. I think you understand that as well.
Moving on, we've got
if I'm a bit
our
lost.
control panel here that arms up the gun and any other weapons we have on the jet. We've got our 2 multi-function displays. Here, where we can throw up a moving map that lets us see pretty much the whole
look at that.
Or a targeting pod or any other sort of information we want to get. We've got our countermeasure system here to protect us while we're flying, and then finally our computer, where we input grids and coordinates so that we can plot those on the map. Most importantly, though, we have the center stick. Right? You got your pickle button out here for bombs and missiles, and then you got the trigger down here.
So when you're sitting here and you pull that trigger, I mean, I imagine the recoil is pretty crazy. What's that feel like?
So surprisingly, there's not really recoil, right? I've heard a lot of people say, you know, when you shoot the A-10, it stops in flight. That's not true. But it does shake violently.
Wow.
And you can see in our HUD, the whole thing shakes, and you almost lose what you're looking at. You can feel the vibration.
I mean, these pilots, how trained are they? Insane.
The and then you can smell the gun gas, all that gunpowder come through the cockpit. It's pretty awesome.
Now, an A-10 being a relatively slower jet than like a fighter jet, how many Gs do you guys typically pull on a mission?
So it depends. We can pull up to just a little over 7 Gs. That doesn't happen too often, but typically on a mission, in our safe escape maneuver getting away from the ground, we'll pull anywhere between 4 to 5 Gs. That's
I don't know exactly how much that is. Could you guys give me like a comparable value to where you can feel 7
pretty
Gs?
standard what you see on any kind of sortie that we fly.
And you guys do wear G-suits though, right?
Oh yeah, we wear the G suit every sortie we fly.
So when it comes to the targeting and accuracy of the weapons, I mean, is there anything you're doing up here? Is that a complex process? How precise is it?
Yeah, so it's kind of a two-part answer there. As far as targeting, we'll get the grids that we put in our computer, and then we can look in our targeting pod. That's really going to give us very specific location where that is. Now, when it comes time to roll in, the A-10 has a very unique feature called PAC, Precision Augment Control.
Wow, this guy
And
knows
what that does is
everything.
it basically freezes the flight controls. So when you're down final and you're pointing your gun, your crosshairs aren't moving. It's
Wow.
to pretty much ensure that when you're down final, you're going to get the most accurate shots.
Oh,
know you're
okay. So you can switch on a setting that just freezes the plane in motion. Do I understand that correctly? And this guy, I can't remember his name, but he knows a lot
Oh,
about
it's a
this.
little unique too. I see you got a cool little monocle there. What's
Yeah.
that all about?
So right here we have the helmet mounting cueing system.
Wow.
And what this allows the A-10 pilot to do is wherever we look down on the ground, we can slave our targeting pod to wherever we're looking. So I'll look down on the ground right there, and I'll tell my targeting pod, I want you to look also at that spot. And that really helps us expedite the targeting
Oh,
process.
wow. Wow. This is high tech. Oh my, look at those rounds. Just insane. Just
Now, before we can
insane.
witness the live fire demonstration, the aircraft, of
Oh,
course,
I'm
needs to
excited
be
for that
loaded.
one.
However, on the A-10, that process is a little bit unique.
Okay.
This is the ammunition loading assembly cart, also known as the Dragon, and it's made
The Dragon.
specifically for
Look,
the
it's-
Gal 8 Avenger. And we're about to get an up-close look at how it
Wow.
works.
There's machines for everything, right?
So what you're about to see is us actually use the ALA, and what we're going to start with is we're going to start with the rounds that enter this section right here. They travel all the way down these chutes. They travel around and through this table, and they go out of that head into the jet. So the reason why we have to use
Yes,
this
sir.
machine is because it would be physically impossible to take all those rounds and put them into the jet one by one. It'd also be unethical. It would take forever. So this
Forever,
machine
right?
is to expedite it, is to make it quicker and a lot more efficient so that we can get the rounds in the jet so they can do their job.
So how long does it take to completely load up the A-10 gun?
So that's a great question. It's gonna take on average around 30 to 45 minutes
Wow.
to install all the rounds, and if it's necessary to take rounds out of the jet as well.
So
Oh,
45
true,
minutes
yeah.
to load it, about 20 seconds I learned to completely get rid of all that. Pretty crazy.
Oh. Look at the
All right,
engineer.
so
It's
you gonna
really
follow me?
cool.
I'll show you the rounds that we're gonna put into the jet.
All right, what do we got here?
All right, so right here you've got your ammo cans. It's 575 rounds per can, and it takes 2 cans to fully upload the jet.
So
Wow.
literally stacked from bottom to top, we have 30 millimeter
Can we
rounds.
see one?
For those of you watching,
Whoa.
this is one right here. So it actually is probably a little bigger than a Coke can and Coke bottle, I guess. And what do you say, it
Yikes.
weighs about 3 pounds?
About 3 pounds.
3
And you know what?
pounds?
I think
That's
it's
like more
time
than
that
a
we
kilo.
Fire up the Dragon and load it.
So the A-10 gun is now fully loaded.
This is an insane
And I
video,
was
guys.
just told we're gonna have a few other surprises in store to drop out on the range. This right here is what I've been waiting for. So if you're ready, let's get it.
Here we go.
I'm here at the Grand Bay Bombing and Gunnery Range, just a few miles to the east of Moody Air Force Base, and this is going to be our playground for the live fire demo.
Okay.
Now, I'm standing on a tower about 500 meters away from the impact area, which consists of a strafing zone and various connexes that the A-10s are going to target. I was
Oh.
told this is the closest
So this is
I
like
can
I guess it's like a practice area?
be for safety, which I am totally okay with. Normally, I'm up for getting a little bit closer for the action, but for this, nah. I'm cool
This
hanging
one is.
back.
Whoa. Oh, it's the same guy, Flores, I think his name was. Whoa! Beautiful. Wow, the shape. Oh, the noise! It is the gun. Okay, that was the noise.
That sound you just heard from the 30mm gun is probably the most iconic gun sound in the world. And if you listen closely, you'll actually hear two sounds.
Okay.
The first is the rounds actually hitting the target, because the rounds travel faster than the speed of sound.
Whoa.
The second sound is the gun itself. It's a lot more mechanical sounding, and that's because of that 7 barrels spinning and firing. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Now, if you look on the bottom of the A-10, you may notice some black paint at the top, and that's actually...
Look at all this ammunition. Are all of these different types, or is it something I'm missing? How do you transport these? Do you transport these ones on the big ships that you have over across the seas?
It's designed to confuse the enemy on whether the A-10
Oh, sorry.
was... Now, if you look on the bottom of the A-10, you may notice some black paint at the top, and that's actually a false canopy. It was designed to confuse the enemy on whether the A-10 was right side up or right side down. And especially in air-to-air combat, when an aircraft is turning left or turning right, even a split second of indecision from the enemy can make all the difference.
Small detail, but matters. Wow.
So if you remember back when Captain Flores mentioned when he fires the gun in the cockpit, he can actually smell the smoke? Well, when the A-10 was originally being developed, they realized that the gun could actually damage the engines and choke them out because they weren't getting enough oxygen with all that smoke from the gun. So what they did is they modified it and built a special combustion chamber, which is what are on these aircraft
Insane.
now. So now there's no issue when you're firing that gun, aircraft can fly just fine.
Just insane. I'm sorry, I'm almost forgetting to speak. It's very fascinating to just look at.
Well, there you have it, the incredible A-10 Warthog. I hope you enjoyed getting an up-close look at this iconic aircraft. I know I'm going to need a little bit of time to recover after this one. Yeah. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I do want to thank the 23rd Wing for helping make this video happen.
Yeah.
Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I'll catch you next time.
Original video below. The thing that's really impressive about these high-end jets is like the engineering behind it, the machinery, and the thoughts behind every single step of the way. For instance, a small thing about painting the underside of it so like the other guys wouldn't know if it's upside down or not. It's just very fascinating to look at. This is just a great example of it. That video was awesome. Thank you guys for watching as always. Hey, and be nice to your neighbor. You know why? Because it's free. Take care, guys, and see you soon.